Camaro to me is about self-expression. It's about wearing your car, okay? In other words, it's the ultimate fashion accessory.
Value-based performance, the car that you can still use every day. The fairly average person can afford one.
I guess to me, they've always been like a really simple, straightforward sports car.
It's a great period, a great piece for GM design.
Prototypical American dream car. Ever since high school, I've always dreamed of having a Camaro.
Camaro represents sort of the freedom of automotive landscape of the past and how we bring it into the future.
We use the 69 as a moniker. I think it's just an incredible year, man going to the moon, all the music, the fashion that was going on, and those cars were born out of that. And it was all about passion and freedom, and everybody can relate to that over time. And I think we had an opportunity to do that again in the new one.
There are very few cars in the world that are as iconic as a Camaro. Where you say the name and instantly people have an understanding of what you mean.
Performance, style.
An open road cruiser, just a blast to drive.
It sends a message as it goes down the street. It means business.
And people from all around the world that had an opportunity to work on this really coming together and showing that we can design the world's best car. And this is maybe one of the finest examples of that.
The women, in many cases, we're not different than the guys. We like the same things. We like cars that look awesome, that have the sexy, stylized appearance. We like people to look at us when we're in these stylish cars.
It's a very important car to have in the market because it's about independence and affordability.
We didn't set out to do a retro car. We wanted to do a completely modern vehicle.
As designers, you never want to just literally copy something. It always has to be a fresh statement.
There were two teams working in secret in competition to develop the theme for the vehicle.
It always spurs, I think, better designs to have competition between studios. You always have to raise your game when there's somebody at your heels.
You needed that distance away from one another, and that's what made it work.
It has an attitude to it that's very aggressive. Strong personality, the headlights look like eyes. It's an individual. In the realm of street performance cars, they have to have that mean attitude, that mean look, just wonderful beauty as well.
So even though we were building a concept car, we knew that it had to be buildable as a production car. This is a tall order to build a concept car that you can also manufacture.
All of the features that people come to expect, we need to deliver that in the Camaro as well.
So we really tried to take the best of history and the best of current products today and mix them together. Instead of just loading the car up with buttons, we took the approach, hey, let's have 2 or 3 simple knobs. They can control your HVAC, your radio, also control your iPod, Bluetooth capability. So it's kind of a neat feeling to have this simple interior, but it's got some technology baked into it.
There's so many elements involved in designing anything, especially interior. This sketch really kind of kicked the whole group off in a very simplistic direction. Ed Welburn came in the studio and looked at all the work and pretty much said, okay, that's the one I like.
We offer 29 mile per gallon highway in all V6s. That's not just a rear wheel drive muscle car. That is a refined 21st century sports car.
It's more than just skin deep. Every aspect of the car, the technology is 21st century. Bob Lutz and all those guys had seen the effect and the response to the concept, wanted to make sure we delivered upon this promise.
The concept car was done here in North America in the Advanced Design Studio. The development got shipped to Australia.
The engineers down there, they understand high-performance rear-wheel drive cars. They just have a sense for that.
I'm working with the assembly plant guys to put the Camaro into production. We're looking to tune the car in real-world conditions to strike the right balance between ride and handling and performance and fuel economy.
With the Camaro, as beautiful as that concept was, if you put that concept up next to a production car, it's really hard to tell the two apart.
It's a blast to drive in, really is. Well sorted, great power. It has really good feel. The handling is stellar. Going through the turns, just it sticks, it holds, it does everything right.
Well, it's an American icon. It's gorgeous. The look, the styling. I'm particularly impressed with the interior and its ability to kind of stand out.
It's a beautiful car. They pulled off bringing the concept car to life. I think that most people would be hard-pressed to identify the differences between the production car and the original concept that they saw in 2006.
All of a sudden we'd drive by and they'd stop and watch the parade go by.
Mechanically, it holds up very well to the European and other imported cars. They've done a fabulous job making it look like a modern muscle car.
When I heard the keys turn in the ignition the first time, that was when I was, this is awesome.
Very smooth suspension, not a lot of ride roll. It really feels like you're driving a car that's a single unit. I think some of the old school guys will definitely gravitate toward the V8 just because that's where the heritage is. I think this V6 will have a much broader audience.
Any enthusiast driver would enjoy being behind the wheel.
This could only be a Camaro.
It's carrying on the legacy.
I mean, the new car is much more refined and it's better in every measure of performance. There's no comparison.
This is going to walk off the lot, basically.
It sounded amazing, it looked amazing. It seems to bring attention no matter where it drives.
There's a whole new group of people who didn't grow up with the old Camaro that are already very excited about it. They just see it as this contemporary 21st century sports car.
I have taken cars home at night to evaluate for quite some time now. When I go home, I get chased down the street by these little kids with their camera phones.
You obviously want to invoke some passion in them and get them excited because they're going to be our buyers later on.
You really want a new generation of people to like it and love it just for what it is, without having to sit down and give them the Camaro history lesson.
I love seeing the reaction of my kids. Wow, that's the coolest car I've ever seen. What is that?
I'm excited to see what people are going to do with them from an accessorizing standpoint. What colors are they going to choose? Are they going to put the stripes on them? And I think everybody's going to have their own personal touches that they add to the car.